Hi everybody! I hope you're all doing well. I'm making a video today so we can explore a message from the spirit realm as we transition from 2018 into 2019. I hope you're all hanging in there. I know there's a lot of to-dos this time of year, and it feels like ascension energy to-dos and human energy, human life stuff to-dos, and it kind of gets really stirred up tight. And as we all hope, as we enter into January, it's just sort of like busts, and then we get to just sigh of relief, right? But let's find out. I don't know. I don't know what the spirit realm is going to say. I know that my life gets wound up really tight, and a lot of people's lives get wound up really tight this time of year. And I also feel very sensitive to collective energies. So the collective is feeling tighter, and it's feeling exhausted, and it's feeling scrunched, pressurized. Maybe you're having an awesome time, but a lot of people are struggling and they're stressed out and they're tired of the pressures and they just want to get into 2019 and they just want to start living their life again, right? Okay, so I'm going to relax now, get connected to the spirit realm, and let's see what they have to share with us. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay. So the first experience I have, it's definitely light, and I'm talking about light that we see, like the bulb turns on. It's not like lightweight. So light is hitting my nose right now, and it's sort of like rounds out in this direction and this direction, so to the right and to the left, and then it's hitting my nose, and it feels really even light, like a fairy. I feel like there's fairy light, and it's fairy light. So two things that are meaning the same thing, that are, yeah, it's one of those moments. Fairy energy, fairy light. Man, there's too many jokes involved in this. Okay, so fairy as in very, very light. And it's like bright light, but it's also lightweight, and it's fairy. So there's a fairy energy coming through here. Okay. I don't know what to do with you, fairy, because you're jumbling up my mojo here with the language, with the fairy jokes and the very. I'm talking to her right now. And she comes through like a purple energy, and she sparkles like glitter. I don't know what to do with you, fairy. I just keep saying that. I don't know what to do with you, fairy. She's got a little wand with a star on it, and she touches my nose. And she's doing this without language. She is asking me to relax. And we're in this thing together, me and you. And so while she touches my nose and emanates this gesture to relax, she's also touching your nose and encouraging you also to relax. And she is talking to me about how life can feel complicated and jumbled up and like a weird joke. And we're just trying to articulate ourselves, and we can't figure out the right way to help other people make sense of us. And all we need to really do is just simply relax. I say I very like this a lot. Hey, it's very, very good. She is slowing down my vibration. And so the relaxation is very, very welcoming. And the relaxing energy it sort of goes around and around in a circle. And we're not looking at the clock here, and we're not looking at our watches. We're not trying to figure out which day and what time and when to. We're letting go of time. And we're allowing the energy to just circulate like the clock hand goes around and around, but we're not worried about time. And as this energy circulates, I'm gravitating through the energy itself. And again, it's sort of purple and it's got pink hues to it, and they mix together, and it's very relaxing. Something watery feeling, like I'm floating not in the air but in the water. If you could float in water, but that's what it's like. I feel as though I missed something, and I start to cry, and my tears merge with the water, and nobody would ever know that I was crying. And again, she touches my nose with her wand, and she asks me to relax. So I'm relaxing. She says if there is anything anyone could do right now, it is relax. Just relax. Is it too hard for you to sit on the couch, my dear? And she says that to me because I have a hard time sitting still. And I say, yes, it is actually. I don't just know how to do that. So she's giving me a couch. And she wants me to challenge myself. She's testing me right now to see if I can sit on a couch and not do anything. She's giggling. I'm actually trying to do this. And I'm starting to laugh too. And I can't sit still about it. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to sit down in this moment. I'm not going to do anything for what would be a minute and maybe an hour, maybe 5 hours, maybe 10 days in this energy world, which might amount to like 15 seconds in our human world. But it's going to feel like a while. So I'm just sitting down. And I'm not doing anything. And now I'm hearing the clock. And I'm experiencing time passing. And if I don't do anything, then it's as if I'm not alive. If I'm not accomplishing something, then I don't exist. And when I hear the time ticking away, I feel like my existence is ticking away. And it's driving me crazy. I tell her I want to be alive. I want to be present. I want to participate. She said she's so she's showing me a picture of myself in school, and I really was this way. I was always the kid that raised my hand before everybody else because I always knew the answer. And I liked school, and I liked learning, and I liked discovering things. I liked being the best at everything. It's just part of my nature. And I was always wanting to answer every single question, and I hated the fact that I didn't always get called on because I always wanted to answer the questions. And I didn't. It's like the teacher says, we got to let other people answer questions too. It's like, apparently the only person that matters is me answering the question right now. And if I can't do that, I don't know how to live. That's very childlike. And right now I'm on the couch in a timeout, and it's driving me nuts. It's like having to sit with the dunce cap on. That it's just like I'm having to sit still. She's telling me, remember, Abby, this is all about relaxation. It's all about relaxing. What if the lesson right now for the collective consciousness is simply to just stop? Everybody to just simply stop and relax, not do anything. Whether the questions have to be asked and the answers have to be provided, and maybe none of this has to happen right now. she's showing me the collective, and it looks like lots of salt. Every little dot of salt is a person in this world, and there's lots of dots of salt. And they're everywhere. And I'm sending energy into all the dots, and I'm asking the collective, are you able to slow down? Are you able to relax? Are you able to stop for a day? Let's see what the collective says. Collective is too busy within itself to ever hear me. And now I start to feel like a fairy trying to get somebody's attention to help them. And the only thing they need to do right now is to relax, is the most important thing they could do right now. But nobody in the collective is listening. Therefore, we must all continue doing, because the collective wants to keep doing right now. She says, Abby, if you chose to relax today, somebody else in the collective will have to relax, and somebody else will, because it's a domino effect. When one makes a choice to do it differently, others have to do it differently too. You know what's interesting? Am I a blurry mess? You know what's interesting? And I'm just going to remain a blurry mess because I can't... This awesome 4K Logitech Brio blurs me out, and I can't get it to unblur. It's the way life is meant to be for me right now. I'm meant to be a blur. All right, so we're going to work with this. So one thing, I went on a walk yesterday, and I walk basically every day. If I don't walk, I feel a little off. And anyway, so I walked, and I never walked off this path before, and there's nature on both sides, and there's kind of a, I mean, this time of year in the winter when you don't see all the leaves on the trees, it looks like a bunch of sticks everywhere. And the universe was asking me to stop, and I could look at one side, which seemed to be a more access to what it was like a big field and more visibility, okay? And then if I were to turn around to see what was behind me, it was just a bunch of random like tree branches, sticks, broken logs, those sticker bushes and other weird things that stick you when you walk into the woods. It's just a bunch of mess, right? And it's like, man, I don't want to look at a mess. Why are you spirit guides asking me to look at this mess? I want to at least look at some visibility with a nice pasture, not turn around to look at this messy forest. There was a tree that was asking me to come sit down on its branch, which was low to the ground. And that's like, gosh, you've got to be kidding me. I just want to do this walk, and I just want to go home, and I don't want to walk through these stickery bushes to get to this tree. And then all these branches in the way that are going to whip me when I walk past them because they're all over at different levels. So I just did it. And I walked to the branch of this tree, and I just sat down on it. And I hadn't sat in a branch of a tree in a really, 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 really long time. And I just sat there, and it was really hard to just sit there and relax. And as I was talking to the tree about how much I'm not enjoying this right now, because I just want to just keep getting my life done, the tree and nature was asking me, about making a YouTube video, and asked me if I would make, if I could, if they're going to challenge me, to not make a YouTube video for the rest of 2018. And it's like, what if the most important thing Abby could do was to not make a YouTube video for the rest of 2018? Could I possibly do that? It's like me sitting on a couch and not being able to do anything but sit there. I go crazy. And I like to share. I like to see what the spirit realm has to say next. And so that was sort of out of the question. But I was relaxing more and more at the tree. And just even revisiting it right now, just talking about it is relaxing me. And I realized that this was the first time that I ever walked off the path, and that I learned a really powerful message about the look of the messy forest and how truly imbalanced it actually is when you start to engage with it and you relax with it, then you become a part of it. And life too can feel like a big mess, but maybe if we could slow down and just walk through the mess without examining it, you know, every detail of it, and just walk through it and go sit down for a little while, you start to see that it's not as messy as you thought. Maybe there's less to do than you think. And maybe it's okay to take a break for a while. So here we are today, and I'm making a YouTube video, and I'm a blurry person. I'm gonna just be a blurry person for the rest of this message. That's just the way it's meant to be. I have all this high-tech equipment, and I get blur factor. This has been my life with technology. It's just, it just won't stop. I'm just gonna accept it. I can't buy myself a $4,000 fancy Canon. I'm gonna get me a $200 Logitech right now. That's what I got right now. All right, so I'm gonna go back to the fairy here. It's okay, I think, sometimes to just, you know, like my purpose here is to talk about the spirit realm and to give people access to that. You know, just simply through my experience of the spirit realm, there's all the different types of ways we can experience the spirit realm, right? And sometimes being human too is an important part of the message. And just talking about being human, I think, helps also. And could sometimes be the most important spiritual message I could talk about. Real, normal human issues like I'm dealing with right now. And I can't fix it. And there's nothing I can do to correct it. Because once it blurs out, it's going to stay blurred. And I'm not stopping this camera. If there's one thing you'll notice about my videos, I just do one cut and that's it. I don't chop it up. I don't say one thing and come back to it. I just do one video and you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's what you get. All right, so then I think it's actually okay. Some things you guys don't realize that I've been doing is painting. And I've made 2 videos just videotaping myself painting because I've never done it before. And I was really nervous to do it. And I made 2 videos and added music, like music anybody would recognize, maybe anybody would recognize that would enjoy that music. Maybe music you wouldn't enjoy. But I wanted to just have a raw human experience while I was painting and just share humanity through the music and share the experience of painting and painting something spiritual. And so I've been doing that and haven't been able to sleep even because I just want to keep painting so I can do a 3rd video and a 4th and a 5th and a 6th. You know, I just want to keep doing this. That's the doer within me. Another thing that I've been doing differently, I think is the point of this message, is I'm being called to do it differently. The next thing I've been called to do it differently is so I have these Doreen Virtue fairy cards, and I don't care if Doreen Virtue renounces all of her life's work. I still freaking love her life's work, and I love these fairy cards, and I love what Doreen Virtue has shared about and angels and fairies and all of that stuff, and I really resonate with it. Because I experience it for myself. So anyway, so I've had these fairy cards since, I don't know, I think I was maybe 20 years old. 21, 22. Was I 20? Was I older than 21? Anyway, I was studying abroad in Belfast, Northern Ireland at the time, and I found this little spiritual location and found these cards. I've had them ever since. And I open the box up sometimes and I pick one. Anyway, I decided to do it differently. Instead of just pick the card and read the Doreen Virtue message, I pick a card. I picked 3 cards actually. And then I look at the card for a while and I explore what the card actually looks like, all the details of the colors and the way the images look and how they make me feel inside when I look at the images. And then I tell myself a story with the cards. And it's like, wow, I really like this. Maybe next year in 2019, I'll make, these painting videos and I'll do like fairy cards and read them in a way that's kind of unique and different and share messages in a new way. I don't know. But this has been kind of a brighter part of my experience in my human world. All the while, I feel like it's been a very stressful event getting to Christmas. And then once all of the Christmas is done, it's like I'm ready to move on to a normal life again, right? But yet you still have all this Christmas to continue to kind of finalize. And there still feels like so much to do, and I don't want it to feel that way anymore. I just want to feel like I can get back to some sort of normalcy, But maybe life will never be ever what it ever was, and maybe normalcy doesn't actually exist, Maybe we need to start working with what isn't normal. What is abnormal? What is Abbey Normal? Maybe we need to start embracing that there is no such thing as normalcy. And I had, there's some sort of movement going on about honesty in the world. And I feel like there's a hunger and a craving for people to come out of the woodwork for being ways that we never thought that they were before. And whether that's a gender-related thing, whether it's like a transgender thing, or, I'm a man and I like men or whatever, I feel like this is really getting louder, and the world just wants an honest world, and parts of the world don't want that yet. Parts of the world say, I just want normalcy. I want things to be the way I've always known them to be. And other parts of the world say, it's never been a normal world for me. I just want to be myself. And that's the only me that is real. And if you don't like it, then you need to work on yourself. And this is happening right now in the human sides of things. And I think in a weird way, maybe normalcy is a breathability. And maybe normalcy is where I feel like I can do every single day without feeling absolutely exhausted one day. I'm wired the next and I can't sleep. And then now I'm tired and now I have to get it done. And, and there's just so many things to do. And maybe just day after day after day where you just kind of know what to expect. But maybe that's not good either. Maybe it's good to never really know what to expect, so we're always living on our toes. And then it's always a more interesting experience that way. Some people like to live that way. Some people don't like to live that way. I tell myself I'd really like to just have a consistent world where I know what to expect Monday through Sunday, But why is it that I choose a lifestyle that is so unpredictable, constantly unpredictable, and I'm constantly having to solve problems and new ways of looking at things? Because the true me actually wants it to be that way, So I guess I couldn't ask for my life to be any better than it already is. And if that is what normal is, then that is a good thing. Do you feel like your life is normal right now? And if it isn't normal right now, what is your idea of normal? And do you feel like you'll ever get to some idea of what normal is? Or maybe it's time to just let go of normal. Maybe it's time to just let life sweep us off our feet and just accept the good and the bad days are part of it, Anyway, I think that's my message. I hope you guys like it. I hope you like my blur factor. I hope you like that. It's kind of a softer effect. It's kind of a softer effect. Not as crisp. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you enjoyed this message. Thank you for being a part of my journey. And if any of you ever want to connect for a psychic session, come visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I always say that at the end of my videos. It's kind of weird when I almost end the video without saying it. It's like, wow, I almost ended the video without saying that. That would be an abnormal thing to do, but maybe that is the thing to do. I don't know. We're going to live on the edge. Okay. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if I don't make another video in 2018, then I hope you have a happy new year. Take care.